Okay, the Pumas have to stand and watch it or not watch it. And that little mound of sand has been there on the centre spot most of the day. And Grant Fox just making it better. Everything's set here. Conditions beautiful for rugby. Hard ground, fine day, not a cloud in the capital today. Glorious football conditions. And the second test between New Zealand and Argentina set to begin. Today's referee from Wales, Clive Norling.
And so for the second time in 2 years, New Zealand plays Argentina here at Athletic Park on a beautiful day. The Argentinians looking into the sun. Early ball for Bruce Deans across to Grant Fox. And the inevitable first up kick, and is holding up in the breeze. Coming down about 12 metres on the Argentinian side of halfway. Steve McDowell ripped it away. Held up by Shelford. The All Blacks getting their early drive going here. Just 10 metres out from the 22 in centre field. Good control here from the All Black forwards. They're staying on their feet. Now they'll look for it, and there it is. Deans across to Fox. Schuster has an early run. Gallagher inside the 22. All Blacks just 18 metres short of the line. Now there's a big line up here. Schuster. John Schuster. Bruce Deans. And Bruce Deans scores in the first minute of the game. What an amazing start by the All Blacks. The ball was kept alive from the kickoff, and it finally came here to Bruce Deans. There was a big line-up to the right for the All Blacks. John Schuster spied the gap. He went through it. He had to cut back in field. And the supporters in field there from both Shelford and Deans. And Deans pushing a few players off as he goes and skirts around to score near the posts.
Well, this is a lovely build-up out of your picture, and it goes across here to Johnny Schuster. He couldn't actually pass to his centre, out, as you can imagine. And here Deans goes, players get knocked all over the place. Simple try, but a grand build-up by the All Blacks.
Try for Bruce Deans, his 5th try in test matches, and incredible that they haven't let the Pumas touch the ball yet, I don't think, the All Blacks. It went from the kickoff down to the ball bounced, and you saw it bounce high and back on the All Black side, and thereafter they controlled it all the way through to the try by Bruce Deans.
Formality here for Grant Fox, and the All Blacks 6 points on the board, and the clock says we've been going just 2 minutes. Well, you wouldn't get a better start in a rugby international than that. There's the try scorer, Bruce Deans. The try converted by Grant Fox, and the light southerly breeze lead 6 points to 0.
So one wonders how that sort of start will affect the Pumas with their, shall we say, Latin temperament, because they may be greatly discouraged. Using the wind then, Fabian Turnus kicks comfortably behind the dead ball line for the dropout from the 22, and still the Pumas haven't handled the ball in the game. Interesting to see where referee Clive Norling is whistling this one. He's standing over by where the catches are. You see that? Usually the referee is behind the kicker. Loose ball, Dengra's got it. No, he hasn't. Lost forward, a scrum. Let's have a look at the scrummaging now, because here is one part of the action where the Pumas may be able to hold their own and maybe do better than the opposition. Number 9 for the Argentina team is their new captain, Daniel Bayetti, a man who is a veteran of 13 years in first-class rugby. Scrum must be square and parallel to the touchline.
Square.
Dengra on the near side against Richard Lowe. Bruce Deans, the early try scorer. 3rd minute of play. Blindside, Milano. Petrano. Promising move by the Pumas. Oh, they lost it forward under the All Black side. Snaffled there by Fitzpatrick, perhaps. Fox makes the clearance. And Fox puts it out over the touchline.
Well, we're still worried. It wasn't a great scrum by the Argentinians. I thought they'd scrum better than that in that first scrum. New Zealand look anxious and ready to play very well today.
So this is Juan Jose. Look at big Alejandro Iaquetti, number 5, thrown down towards Milano. It's back on the New Zealand side, although it's a bit of a lottery. It's there for the Pumas. Bayetti away to Madero, using the wind. He's kicked it too far. Bounced it into the end goal area. That's a miss kick by Rafael Madero. Well, he's a survivor from the last couple of games. In fact, he's played every Argentina-New Zealand game on this ground, Rafael Madero. 79, 87, 89. Real veteran, as you can see. 5 minutes gone, 6-0. Taken in by Steve McDowell, number 1. Bruce Deans. All Blacks seemingly having plenty of time to go about their work so far.
Yes, I think they look very relaxed, and that was well taken in. It was easily cleared. There's not being any pressure put on them at all at present by the Argentinians.
Oncalisha pitching it towards the back, blowing about in the breeze, taken by Michael Jones. Referee is playing advantage for not straight. This is Richard Lowe. This is Sean Fitzpatrick waiting wide, the 2 front rankers. Touch judge on the far side is Australian international referee Cole Waldron. And there is Fitzpatrick going in to police that 5-metre gap at the front of the line out. Iaquetti is over the touchline. There's big Alejandro Iaquetti.
So he did well then, because he won that ball for them. At least he tapped it down. He didn't take it cleanly.
Glorious conditions in Wellington for the second test, Argentina against New Zealand. What an early start it's been for the All Blacks. A try after just 1 minute of play, 6-0. Back to Deans again. Fox hoists it high from his 22, holding up again in the breeze. And that's a penalty to New Zealand for offside within the 10-metre circle. And this will be a shot at goal. And this is a chance for the Pumas captain, Daniel Bayetti, to put points on the board. So we have time gone, 6 minutes, and that was a penalty. Fox kicking high there, Earl, from his 22.
Well, what he's actually, there's not so much wind down at ground level, obviously, but once it gets up above the stand, that's where it's obviously catching it. And he's just slightly misjudging it. He'll quickly come to terms with that, though. 6
minutes gone, Bayetti to kick. Hitting the post, bounced to midfield. Oh, well blocked by Sean Fitzpatrick. It gave the goalpost a real clunk, didn't it? Out to Fox for the clearance on the left boot side. And away to touch. Bad luck for the Pumas.
Yes, it was. I mean, it should have been a try, but it was good recovery too by Fitzpatrick. You know, good skills, well-disciplined kick at goal, and they obviously cleared the bounce back, waiting for it.
Pumas still on attack on the 22-metre line, winning some line-out ball here. Bertranu trying to keep it in the field of play, 5 metres out from the 22. Bayetti delving into the ruck, now has it to Madero. It's Cuesta Silva. Madero is doubling. Promising back movement here. Salvat. Back to Rigantini. This is good stuff from the Argentinians. Towed ahead by Mendy. Well, that was good. Good continuous back play by the Argentinians. And we haven't seen much of that from them on tour so far.
Yes, that was the fullback drifting in behind the centre to take the ball behind. Some referees would say that you can't do it because they consider it maybe shepherding, but it was still attractive football.
Iaquetti at number 2 in the line-out. This is All Black ball to the line-out. You can see the goal line about 18 metres away. Another line-out win for the Argentinians. Valasani rips it away, number 4. They've won some good line-out ball early in this match after the initial setback of the try. There's Iaquetti going for another run, drilled into the ground by Fitzpatrick. Now Bayetti hands it up to Diago Cash. Here's Dengra. Good continuity here from the Argentinians. They've got a chance. Madero. Here's Cuesta Silva. just a few metres short of the All Black line. Now they need this one desperately. Here it comes, Bayeti to Dengra. Getting close and yes! Serafin Dengra got the try. And what a magnificent build-up from the Argentinians. And there he is, the big prop forward, #1 in his 20th Test match, and he got the try.
Well, here it was a grand build-up, and as you said, they won the line-outs. And Iaketi is winning ball at #2 in the line-out, and this was the big difference. They had enough brains to put the big prop there. Johnny Shue didn't quite hang. Good try, good build-up.
Let's look at this again. Watch the position of referee Clive Norling here, because he is in good position. Some of the All Blacks just looked at him rather questioningly, but he gets around and seems to be able to see where it went. And yes, we saw the flash of the ball on the arm on the try line, and that's a try for Serafin Dengra, and that is a good reward for them. And the goal, it's 6-all.
Yes, that's a good start. In fact, that's the best sequence of play that they've put together in any game that I've watched them. That was good football.
Well, they said they came here today to move the ball around, and they certainly have done that after that initial shock of having a try scored against them in the very first minute. They fought back brilliantly, and here it is 6-all, and we've been going just on 10 minutes.
That's it. They've actually changed their philosophy of this game. You can see it now, even in the first 5 minutes.
Fox kicks out, one converted try each, and we've had about 10 minutes gone, so maybe we're going to have a real contest here today. Let's watch. The next few minutes will be important. Away to Fox, running it up, doubling back as Johnny the Shoe. Schuster on his home ground. Thrown down. Look, the Pumas are there in big numbers. Working pretty hard in the early moments today, Argentina. Offside play ahead of the last boot. Miles offside, really, Velasani. And this is at midfield and about 50 yards out. This is a long kick for Fox into the breeze.
Yes, it is. He waited a long time, didn't he, Clive Norling, before he pinged that lad then.
Some people on the stand booing a bit. I guess that's directed at New Zealand taking a shot at goal. That's silly, isn't it? Because there's a test match to be won here. And Fox to kick for goal.
I think it'll be right on the outside of his range too. He's so accurate, must admit. Marvellous kicker. This is a bit long into that southerly Wellington.
Yeah, you see the flag on the end of the grandstand there, just fluttering, but it's as you said before, Ilkin, it's high up that's the problem, so he might have to keep this one flat.
If he can.
I tell you what, John Gallagher would be the man to take the kicks at this range on this ground.
Yes, the way he kicks it soccer style,
That's
exactly.
Right. Okay, let's see how Fox goes here. Testing kick, 6-all, and 12 minutes of play. Under the crossbar, it did hold up. There's an awkwardly spinning ball. Well taken by Gary Whitten. Out to Gallagher, having his first real touch up at the 22-metre line.
Yes, Gels found it hard to break. These Argentinians are 3 yards faster than they were 2 weeks ago in Dunedin. There's no doubt about it. They're getting up on the man.
Oncalisho throws line-out ball for the Pumas again. Bayeti, the captain, waiting. Defensive kick from Bayeti. Pushing play up the grandstand touchline. 13 minutes gone, 6-all. Captain Daniel Bayeti.
Lineout's going 5-2 to Argentina at the moment, and to my word, there's been a lot of criticism of Alejandro Iacchetti, but he's won a good percentage of those lineouts.
Let's look again. Up near halfway, just behind Bruce Deans is the halfway line. One for New Zealand. Fox, Schuster. That's halfway. Plenty of stoppers on the blue and white side so far today. Holding up again. Salvat in for the jump. Sebastian Salvat has it. Up to Dengra. Referee says play on. There's an injured player at halfway. Anxious looks towards the halfway line, away to the left. John Schuster.
Silva did very well, didn't he, with that high ball in the air? He took it and he held on to it and he went to ground and he fell the right way too. It was a classical performance by a fullback.
Well, they're much more a rugby team so far today. There's Diego Cash, who was the hooker, remember, at Dunedin. And he's propping today. Onkalisho, who was the regular hooker last year. Dengra. The play goes on. 40 minutes gone, first half, 6-all. Shelford to Deans, who's been in the game a lot. That's a good flat kick by Bruce Deans. Pushing play up to the 22. Good start to the test match by the Canterbury halfback, Bruce Deans. He scored the early try converted by Fox. Dengra replied for Argentina. Bayetti converted.
14 minutes gone in the first half. Onkalisho. Argentina have done well in the lineouts. Yaketti got another hand on that, but it was untidy. Might have been turned by Alan Wetton on the All Black side. Now it's freed for Deans. Fox. Joe Stanley pushed his man out of the road. Shelford has it now, trying to fight off Bertranu. 20 metres short of the line now. Fox to Stanley. Bit of a hospital pass to John Kerwin coming inside. Now the All Blacks keep it going. Here's Shelford again. Stayed on his feet. 10 metres short of the line. Fox looking for Jones. Just lost his footing, Michael Jones. They've made it to about 6 metres short of the line now. Kerwin. John Kerwin still holding the ball. The All Blacks keeping this one alive, and Argentina have been penalised. Offside. Well, the All Blacks had the continuity. They kept it going. Argentina certainly made the tackles, but they've been caught offside by referee Clive Norling. Now, one of the Argentinians is down, and it looks pretty serious too. Diego Costa Silva, number 13 there. He is a doctor specialising in cardiology. I'm sure that's not what he's required for, but he has some idea of medical things, and he's showing some concern there, the player lying on the ground. John Schuster,
yep.
Not quite right either. He took quite a bump about 3 or 4 minutes ago. But Earl Curtin, this really has been quite an exciting test match. Both sides have been prepared to keep the ball alive.
Well, it's been a test match up until now, and it's been grand. I mean, that was a lovely, that was good football by the All Blacks. They had sometimes space out wide, but the Argentinians came up and shut the gap out, particularly their backs. They come out very fast in the backs. Fox did the right thing, looked inside to picked it up and passed the ball back inside to Jones, trying to open it up. It was, it's been good football.
This is dramatic. The captain Bayetti is going off, which will mean Fabio Gomez will come in and think he should be in anyway. So that's very bad luck for Bayetti. Looks like quite a serious back injury. He's going off, and Gomez will get to play. Here's Fabio Gomez. Played in the World Cup, played that marvellous game against Canterbury last Saturday and scored the 3 tries. He was not favoured in the test original selection by Rodolfo O'Reilly, but looks like the 24-year-old Fabio Gomez is going to come into the test match. But it's a shot at goal for Grant Fox.
Remember, it's 6-all after 16 minutes in the game. The All Blacks opened the scoring in the very first minute with a try by Bruce Deans that Grant Fox converted. And then Serafin Dengra scored a try for Argentina. Bayetti converted it. Bayetti now off the field. 6-all. Fox kicking for goal. Nice kick from Grant Fox, guiding it through. And the All Blacks are back in front now by 9 points to 6 after 17 minutes, and that indeed is a sad sight. That could be the end of a Test rugby career for Daniel Bayetti, the 33-year-old, and he looks in considerable pain as he leaves Athletic Park to be replaced by Fabio Gomez.
So just having a think about it, looks like the captain will probably be Gustavo Milano. Play restarts. Fabian Ternes kicks deep and over the goal line, finding space. It skids on the grass and stops dead. Touchdown by John Gallagher for the restart at the 22. New Zealand 9, Argentina 6, and it's 17 minutes gone first half. And I wonder if the Argentinian players are pleased to see Fabio Gomez on the field. Maybe they are. Fox holding up again in the Wellington breeze. It's not a big, strong Wellington wind, but it's a breeze which is a bit more powerful higher up.
Yes, I think the Argentinian forwards will be, because they know they're good at scrum time, and this wee man runs very well from the base of the scrum, so he gives them another option.
Onkalisha's got to allow for the wind. Well, Milano got a hand on that. Sorry, that was a Garreton, Pablo Garreton. So here's a chance to see this. Rodolfo O'Reilly there having a look in with his assistant coach, Raul Sons. Number 19, Fabio Gomez, gets into the test match. Coming towards the end of the first quarter, and the Pumas have held well so far. The big screen up top left showing the same pictures you're seeing at home to the fans here in the stadium. It's the 5th test match for Gomez. We gave a good pass to Rigantini then, but the new winger not able to catch it on the right.
Wasn't so much that, but he did what most new wingers do. He front ran him, as they say in the jargon.
Very even match at the end of the first quarter.
But you could see that he demonstrated straight away that Gomez was going to run.
Not straight was the call from referee Norling, and so it's a New Zealand put in. The wind is favouring the touring team in the first half. Oh, there's the first scrum, but the collapse in the front row is against New Zealand.
Get it up, front row, get it up.
And here's a chance for Argentina to level, but remember they've lost their goal kicker, their number 1 goal kicker and captain Daniel Baetti. So from much the same place, the New Zealand forwards penalised at the front row collapse. It looks like Fabian Ternes is going to have the shot at goal.
Richard Lowe and McDowell are very deep in thought and in communication there, and obviously saying what went on, or how they perceived Norling saw it.
"20 minutes gone in the test match. Fabian Ternes makes it 9-all at the end of the first quarter, and what a good performance it's been from the Pumas to hold the mighty All Blacks to that scoreline there at the end of the first quarter. Can they keep it up? That'll be the main interest for the rest of the game. They've probably got the back line they more or less wanted with the sad departure of Baetti. Only the coach seemed to hold out hopes for Baetti being the number 1. But Baetti is off. Gomez is on. 9-all at the end of the first quarter.
So Grant Fox gets play underway again. The Argentinians going high and dragging it down once again. That's the 10-metre line in All Black territory, at least in Argentinian territory right there. And there was a player offside, coming round palpably offside. Clive Norling was waiting for some advantage. There was none to the All Blacks. Now this might be a bit far for Grant Fox into this breeze. We saw a kick of a similar distance earlier and he wasn't able to quite make it. And it looks as though here we're going to see the good old classic up and under. And here it goes. Well, in fact, it's drifted out across the touchline. I think he intended to keep it in the field of play, Earl.
Yes, he certainly did.
So 9-all is the score. A try apiece. Onkalisho on his own 22-metre line. The Argentinians have done well in the lineouts. They've done pretty well in the scrums as well. Coming now to Gomez. He's a good little runner, as Fabian Gomez. That was a good little burst, and the All Blacks this time have been caught offside. So it looks very much as though Gustavo Milano has taken over as the skipper in the absence of Baetti. Salvat with a left foot kick, and that's a good one. Remembering there is quite a stiff southerly breeze behind him, but Sebastian Salvat, who's had his injury problems on this tour, back at his rightful position at fullback in the test side. Argentina ahead on the line-out count by 6-4. Mostly number 5, Yeketi, but the All Blacks looking for the back this time. It falls for Dengra. 10 metres out from the 22. The All Blacks a bit loose in that line-out. Coming out of Gomez. Bertranu got in the road, but Madero picked it up. Terry Wright had all the time in the world. His kick is just across the touchline. Well, the All Blacks looked a bit skittery on that line-out.
Well, they haven't quite got it together yet. And Jones got very angry at the end with Garreton, and he threw him away outside your picture.
22 minutes gone in the first half. It's 9-all. All Blacks take this one in, just near their own 22. It's coming rather slowly for Deans. Fox is standing inside the 22, challenged by Bertranu. And Grant Fox, whose contribution so far today is a penalty and a conversion. Today, in his 17th Test match, joining Wayne Smith as the All Blacks' most capped first 5/8 of all time. Short line out called. Milano got high, but it fell nicely for Gary Wetton. Free kick though against the All Blacks. Now this is only a free kick. They can't kick directly for goal. Gomez has the ball. Salvat is coming forward. Oh, that's a careless kick by Salvat. It's touch and goal, so the All Blacks now have the luxury of bringing it back to the 22. "24 minutes gone in the first half. 9-all the score. Argentina playing with the advantage of the southerly breeze. Another good kick-off by Grant Fox, enabling the All Black forwards to get there. Controlled by the All Blacks, 5 metres out from the 22. Ball falls loose. Here's Gomez. Madero. Across towards Salvat. Good support, Salvat. Pass knocked forward, though, by Madero. Well, Argentina again looked dangerous. The All Blacks had it in the ruck, and somehow it came out on the Argentinian side.
Yes, it was a good run, but a good run again by Salvat. He's been playing well, but the last pass going forward, and that's the difference really between the two teams. Well cleared by New Zealand's second fullback, Terry Wright.
New dimension to this Argentinian game today. Here's Milano. He's a real tower of strength, as Gustavo Milano. Dengra, who scored the try. Garreton, number 6, takes it in towards the 22. Here it comes again, Gomez. Madero. Here's a chase for Mendy. Well, they're keeping the pressure on the All Blacks. Good little tactical kick there from Rafael Madero. Now, more problems here for John Schuster, and I get the feeling that they might be calling for a replacement here. And in this situation, I'd expect we'd see Bernie McCahill. Although Frano Bodika, of course, is also in the reserves, but McCahill is the specialist, second to John Schuster. Playing his first test on the park today, took a nasty knock in the early stages, improved, and so Schuster is off, and in a moment it'll be Bernie McCahill on.
Thoughts turn to next Saturday with a big match in Eden Park, Elkert.
Well, that's exactly it, and I think that he got it on. He appeared to be having his hip nursed, and when you get it on the top of that iliac crest, it could be very sore for a couple of weeks.
The iliac crest, I see.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
You've been reading big books, sir.
Harking back to a wee bit of anatomy, I think.
That's right.
Play is going to continue. Schuster has to be cleared by the doctor, and so the All Blacks are down to 14 men at the moment. And as you can see, defending.
McCahill wanting to come on. How many times has he come on as a replacement? That must be some kind of record.
Sean Fitzpatrick very much on defence. The All Blacks desperate to win this line-out. That looks like they will. Fox on the in-goal area. Nice clearance from Grant Fox. And I think the All Blacks now will get McCahill out of the field as John Schuster wanders away. And here comes Bernie McCahill as John Schuster leaves and Bernie McCahill is on. Well, that's not too good from the Athletic Park crowd, the booing. Well, it's, as Gomez picks it up, here's Balasani. Milano lost it forward, though. Coming on the All Black side to Deans now. Back to Fox, partially charged.
Yes, that's the difference between the All Blacks and the Argentinians, or perhaps the All Blacks and any other team. They don't make those sort of mistakes. That was a simple pass. He should have caught it.
So New Zealand in defence. The Argentina team has played so much better today. They're putting pressure on the catchers and passes and kickers.
Yes, Gomez is really getting around on Deans too. He's harassing him, and it's good football. I think the park crowd yelled and booed a wee bit there because I think they really wanted to see Freno Bodica come on.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't a good welcome for Bernie McCahill, that's for sure.
No, but he's very much a tradesman. He's a good footballer, Bernie McCahill.
Oh, Uncle Isho throws. It's bounced to Dengra, the try scorer. Away he goes, looking like the ultimate warrior. Charging through. Out in front of the post, there's a penalty for the touring team. And they could throw this one over. Look how close it is, right under the H. Dengra made a dangerous charge there, and from the pile-up, the penalty came the tourists' way.
Well, it's the lineouts they're winning, and they're holding their own in scrums. They've got two phases of play right. If they can hold on to some of the loose passes, they're going to make it more difficult for the All Blacks.
The staggering thing is that Serafin Dengra, according to the word, as the kick goes over, was going to be left out of this Argentinian side, and he really has been a star of the match so far.
Fabian Turnes kicks the penalty. Alex Wiley looking same as usual. How could you tell what he's thinking? Looking a bit wistful though. 12-9 the Pumas lead. I've got a friend in Auckland who's writing a song about Alex Wiley. One of the lines is, he's got a face like granite. Is he from another planet? Alex Wiley, the game kicks out. The Pumas are in the lead in the test match, coming up to half an hour's play. Out to Fox, out to replacement player Bernie McCahill, number 16. Alan Witten plays halfback. Smokin' Joe to big JK. New Zealand trying to get the big machine rolling here. Now this is more like the All Black forward drive. Shelford joins Jones to the 22. Up for Deans. Wide to Fox. Stanley in a kind of second 5/8 position. Kerwin lends his support, crunched by Yaketi. Beautiful pick-up by McCahill. Out to right from Gallagher. But the Pumas are getting across in desperate defence.
That's exactly it. The Pumas are getting across in desperate defence. There's more urgency in their play to actually cover today.
Did you see that tackle by Yaketi? Amazing out there in midfield on John Kerwin.
Yes, you don't often see the big man knock back, do you, JK? He normally ploughs through, or at least holds his ground.
"30 minutes gone, 12 points to 9. Argentina lead the All Blacks. Remember, the first test won by 60 points to 9 by New Zealand.
There is John Kerwin out on the right wing side as Sean Fitzpatrick feeds this line out 15 metres short of the Argentinian line. Again, it's on the Argentinian side. Now the referee wants to see Alan Witten. And he's going to penalise Alan Witten. Some pushing and shoving going on in the line-out. Let's have a look at the penalties so far in the match. 5 to Argentina, 3 to the All Blacks. But the lineouts make a more interesting reading. 10 to Argentina, 6 to the All Blacks. And look at that kick. What a great kick.
Just the mere fact that there are more penalties to the Argentinians and the All Blacks too, meaning the All Blacks are slightly frustrated. In other words, there is a wee bit of pressure.
Gary went high, but he was turned by the Argentinians, although it's coming on the All Black side. There it is now for Fox. Challenged by Garreton, not finding the line. Mistakes on both sides, as Regantini, who's had problems with his hands in his first Test match. But the initial mistake made by Fox. Away goes Shelford. Taken to ground by Milano. That's the halfway line. Deans across to Fox. Joe Stanley, clean break. Gallagher. Cowan. Support from McCarhill. Deans. Number 2 for Bruce Deans. Brilliant break made here by Joe Stanley. A clean break. Just stood up as marker, went straight through. Gallagher was in support, so was Kerwin. Kerwin didn't have much support at this stage as he was chased by Mendy. There you can see the 3 Argentinians. He had to wait for some support. Finally it came from McCarhill, who did well, and Bruce Deans able to control it and score a second try.
Well, this was good football. Joe here goes through and actually bursts the tackle, but it was enterprising football too by the All Blacks. They decided to have a go, and sure they did. I was a wee bit surprised. I thought Kerwin may have stayed on the outside rather than going back. I thought he was going to go back in off, but he decided nay, and it's good backing up, as always. McCarhill's there to back up and flicks it away with a double take. Deans goes in for his second.
What a good kick from Grant Fox. And the All Blacks back in front in this topsy-turvy Test match after 34 minutes of play, 15 points to 12. This man scored both of the All Black tries. Grant Fox has done the rest. Argentina have 12. It's 15 to 12.
So the Pumas will be knocked by that one. New Zealand getting speed and pace and drive into their back play. Scored the try through Bruce Deans. Now they're in the lead by 15 to 12 as the game kicks out. 5 minutes to go till half-time. There's a goal of sorts kicked by Fabian Ternes. Of course, from a kick-off it doesn't count. 15 to 12, the game will actually restart with a dropout at the 22. Back to Deans. Good pass to right. Low and flat up the touchline. That's the one that Wellington people understand into the wind. Keep it low and flat and skinny across the grass.
Well, after all, he is an accountant, and he was certainly using his brains then. That was the way to play it, low into the wind.
Oncalisho to throw. Line-out still getting onto the Argentinian side, but this one looks like it's been snaffled by the All Blacks. Deans in the game again. McCarhill. Kerwin leaves it behind. Kicked away by Diego Cash. That's him, number 3. Knocked forward by John Kerwin.
Yeah, so that's unusual to see the great man knock him forward.
Fabio Gomez. 2 tries to 1 to New Zealand. Madero sidestepping but staying behind the 22, getting the big kick away.
Well, one noticed then that the Argentinian scrum was rock solid.
Looking out across the suburb of Berhampore in Wellington, down into Athletic Park, where the Pumas and the All Blacks, with 4 minutes to go till half-time, are separated by only 3 points. Fitzpatrick, you see him bending it in the wind. Penalty for New Zealand from line-out time up to the 15-metre mark, and this will be worth a shot again, I'd say, from Fox. But he's not going to take a shot. The wind is a bit strong for them to consider the shot. Now he's trying that kick again, the one that goes high in the air, and again it's curled over the touchline.
Well, what he's basically trying to do is he's trying to put it high in the air as the punt, but if it does drift out, it doesn't matter. If it stays in, it's bonus, basically.
Yes, the opposition would kick it out and the New Zealand would get the throw. And as it is, Argentina throws in here. Look at Big Yaketi, 120 kilograms, and he's up there. Gomez, good pass. That's against their goal line that Madero kicks. And Fabio Gomez certainly proving a real spark since he's come into the game as replacement halfback.
And he's certainly keeping Jonesy honest because he's looking to the flankers at the end of the line-out and the scrums every time he gets his hands on the ball.
7-9-5-1. 7-9-5-1.
That's Valasani, number 4. Yaketi trying to get it back to Gomez. That's Miguel Bertrano, number 7. Gomez using the wind, but both New Zealand's fullbacks are back covering this one, if you like. Terry Wright, who was a pretty accomplished fullback at club and representative level, but John Gallagher kicks it out. Another good play by Gomez. So coming near half time now. This is Alan Wetton. A bit of a scrap going on at the back of the line out between Bertrano and Jones, of all people. New Zealand running the ball. Gallagher up, crunched by Mendy. Stanley still with the ball.
Yes, Gallagher paid basically there for his 3 tries he scored in the first test. They didn't even play man-on-man there on defence. They went for the one man, the red-headed man from Wellington. They reckon, you're not going to run, fella, and that was it. Crunch.
Injury break here. It's John Gallagher who took a heavy blow there when he came in and got the crunch. 15th test match, but his first on his... Tended by David Crombie. Slowly back. Play to resume. Coming up to half time, just a couple of minutes to go. New Zealand in the lead by 15-12, 2 tries to 1.
Bruce Deans feeding the scrum, handed back by Shelford. And again, a nice little kick through by Bruce Deans. And once again, just to the left, as Bruce Deans back, there's a little disagreement. Dengra and Lowe, who had a good battle in Hamilton last Tuesday. Obviously, they haven't settled those differences as yet. But my word, hasn't Serafin Dengra played well this afternoon? As I was saying earlier, the big word from the Argentinian camp was that he was going to be dropped for this test match. There's another line-out win. This time it was Bertrano, carried on by Valasani, just near the halfway line now.
It's interesting to note when you notice that line-out there, their number 7 Bertrano hit the right way now. I think they've improved even in technique in this 3 weeks, and that makes a big difference. So there is value in coming to New Zealand and playing against good sides and first division side.
Not a bad Cruz will have to get on at half-time and tear a strip off the All Blacks. He's not allowed, of course. Gomez looked offside. The referee's playing advantage. Stanley looking for Terry Wright out wide. Tries to get away from Rigantini. Oh, good tackling again by the Pumas. My word, they've tackled strongly in the backs.
Notice when Gallagher went out there were 3 men there ready to take him. If he'd have beaten one of them, there were still 2 that were going to have
Going to play the line-out instead, quickly taken by the Pumas. They're winning heaps of line-out ball, 14-9 the line-out count. And offside again. Oh no, in fact, the ball coming back with the use of the hand, which is, of course, not allowed.
Touch judge had his flag out there.
Gary Wetton, I think, is the man being called up. So Cole Waldron saw something in there that Gary Wetton did, reported it to Clive Norling, and now Argentina have a penalty. And with the wind behind them, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Fabian Turnes kicks for goal.
This is Roel Saunz. This is Gary Wetton, the player that was penalised. Cole Waldron had something to say. Gary Wetton looks a bit mystified by it. I didn't see too much happening there, Real Curtin.
No, I didn't see too much either, but it was very close to where Waldron was.
There, just to the right, is Fabian Turnes, just on the All Black side of halfway. Not a bad looking kick. Just falls under to be taken by Grant Fox. And that is half-time here at Athletic Park. So at half, All Blacks lead Argentina by 15 points to 12. So the second half underway as Madero kicks off for Argentina. Just near the 22 to Grant Fox. And the All Blacks, remember, have the win behind them in the second half by 5 points to 12. Welcome back to Athletic Park. The second half just underway.
We hit it.
From the kickoff, this is where play has gone to in the early moments of the second half. 15 to 12 at half-time. The Pumas now into the win. Let's see how they go against the crunch of the All Blacks in the second half. That's Garreton, good play. Pumas over the top. Gomez away to Madero, and he's skied it away across the field. Gallagher got the bounce. This ball is in play. Terry Watt running hard. Christian Mendy back. And Mendy scores a try at the wrong end. 5-metre scrum. What good play that was by Gallagher. Way downfield, he got the bounce and then kicked the ball up the touchline, and Mendy had to scramble it over the goal line. So from a position of defence, the All Blacks are now in a position of attack. Bruce Dean standing wide. He's already got 2 tries, remember. Deans wide to Fox. McCahill. Dengra got out and made the stop, the block tackle. Bruce Deans again running wide. Gallagher caught by Milano, although he might have been offside there. Alan Wetton, Deans again. Michael Jones. And Michael Jones is in. No touch judge. Touch judge has got his flag up. Well, Cole Waldron, I don't think he put his foot over the touchline there. We'll have to have a look at that one on a replay. Touch judge's flag is up. And there's an injury to Gomez, I think it is. I think we'll have a chance to have a look at that. Let's have a look at this. Now watch Michael Jones, number 7. Watch his feet, I suppose. This is some of the early play. There's Jones coming out to the left. Now watch his feet. Oh, I think he's sitting okay by miles, but the touch judge was right there. We're actually obscured by the touch judge's body. Let's look at it again from this angle. Now these replays can be seen on in the ground. Let's have a look at Jones here. Watch his feet. Touch the line. Hence the booing of the crowd in the stadium. They can see the big screen.
His foot definitely touched the line, I think.
So, whereas in tennis, on the line is good. So the pressure is still there from New Zealand. Good jump by McDowell. Dengra having a whale of a game. What a man. You ought to see this guy with his shirt off. It's like something out of a bodybuilding magazine.
I didn't know you were like that, Pete.
No, we did the head and shoulders in Dunedin of these players, and they all came in street clothes, and Dengra took his shirt off, and there were looks of admiration from some of us. I'm shocked at you, Ilkadden. Stanley through, out in front of the posts. That Puma defence holding up. Now the chance to relieve the pressure. Gomez has tapped it quickly. Man in front, was it? Man in front, Fabio Gomez. Garrett Tom was in front. So Gomez just acting a bit on instinct there. Chance now for the All Blacks out in front of the posts.
It was a good move, though, wasn't it?
It's there for Deans. Offside play, head of the back foot in the maul or the pile up there. And here's a simple chance for number 10, Grant Fox.
I thought Norling was being very harsh then. The ball, he was on his feet, and the ball was actually on the track, and they were all down on the ground. I didn't think they were actually, you could hardly say they were bound. Ruck is supposed to stop when they've all fallen over like that.
So he's missed one today, has Fox. Yaketi, he's had a very good game. The veteran, the huge man. Fox puts it through for 18-12, and that's a little milestone for Fox. There's the score, 18-12, and he passes 500 points in all games for New Zealand. Only Don Clark with 781 has scored more. So Fox 500 points in all games. We're not talking tests here, but this is all games for the All Blacks. New Zealand now in the lead by 18-12 on the end of the 6-point gap, and the time gone 5 minutes in the second half.
Grant Fox today has 10 points for the All Blacks, 275 in Test rugby. The All Blacks looking into the sun as they awaited that kickoff. It was knocked forward though by the Pumas as they came forward. Oh, it looked like it was going to be a tight hit for a moment. I think there was so much pressure in there that Sean Fitzpatrick couldn't strike. Now there's a bit of nonsense going on here. They said something initially to Clive Norling. They said something else. Initially he was just going to put it down another scrum. Then he penalised the Pumas, and then he marched them 10 metres. So a little bit of ill discipline coming in here, as Fox's kick is not a good one. Salvat. So about 7 minutes gone in the second half. It was 15-12 at half time. The All Blacks have kicked a penalty since that time, 18-12.
Well, the All Blacks are going to attack from this line out if they win it. They're in deep formation off your screen.
They are going to win it too. Deans across to Fox. Missing out McCahill. Stanley looking for Kerwin. Finds him as well. Here's Jones. Shoves him out of the road. Wayne Shelford almost to the 22. Here's Alan Wetton. McDowell. The black machine is rolling. 10 metres short of the line. Richard Lowe. Up to Deans. Fighting towards the line. Not quite there. Coming on the All Black side. Terry Wright plays halfback. Here's Fox. Grant Fox. to Wetton, and Alan Wetton. Once again, the All Blacks kept it alive. There was always someone there to take the pass, and it was this man, Alan Wetton, who got across for the try to enable the All Blacks go to a 22-12 lead. Here's Michael Jones. Look at that shove-off of Bertranu. Good support came from Wayne Shelford. The All Blacks set it nicely. Away went Alan Wetton, who finished it off. McDowell was there with him. The All Blacks just charging onto the ball here. Good skills from Richard Lowe. He had to pin down and pick that one up. And the All Blacks, as you can see, getting closer and closer to the line. Bruce Deans almost made it for try number 3. And Valasani gets rucked out of the road. Terry Wright went in and played halfback. Grant Fox could almost sense a first test try. And finally it was Alan Wetton who completed it.
Well, it was an excellent build-up, and it was grand work too by McDowell. Imagine a prop getting out and backing up like that. You know, he's a marvellous player, really, and he's so good in scrums. Then he plays so well on the loose like that, too.
Slotted through by Grant Fox, so he scored 12 points today. And now the All Blacks starting to assert some authority on this match. 24-12 they lead. And we've had about 10 minutes in the second.
There's one thing one could say too, was that Wetton certainly got across the line that time. He made doubly sure when he got that ball down. He ripped it down.
Right from that earlier line out, you could tick the names of the All Blacks off as they handle the ball in the move. About 10 of them altogether, didn't they?
Oh, it was excellent forward play.
So the game restarts. 24-12. The Pumas haven't scored in this half. The All Blacks have scored the converted try and the penalty. And from 15-12 with the break, after 10 minutes, it's now 24-12. Gomez fumbling. Well, look at that. He fumbles, but he's got very good speed off the mark, hasn't he? He's out of the blocks like a sprinter.
Yes, he's quite explosive. He wants to play with flair too. He's certainly got a bit of the Latin flair.
But he knocked it on. Bruce Deans, who's had his best game of the winter today. Back to Fox.
Well, the Argentinians have got to really look a wee bit down. You can see their heads down too. They're coming back to this line out of your picture. Now's the time to do it if they're going to stay in this game. Tactically important, first 10 minutes.
Not straight. Lineouts are favouring Argentina by 15-12. They still lead the lineout count, but they're not leading in the... there's Gomez. He's done it. Away to Garreton. To Mendy. Kerwin had him comfortably covered. There's Gomez again.
Yes, well, he's giving him a hard time. But he's a just baller and he's playing well. I think the Argentinians are lucky he's on the field, provided the Baeti's not so sore.
So the big shadow from the Millard stand being thrown across the whole of that end of Athletic Park here in Wellington, New Zealand, as Fitzpatrick throws. So there's no problems in the sunlight back on this side of the field. Deans. Fox changed his mind. Kerwin's kept it in play. He bounced it out.
Having a little bit of gamesmanship with the sideline umpire there, trying to encourage him to go a wee bit further down the line.
Touch judge on the far side is Kerry Fitzgerald, who's well known to all these All Blacks. He's refereed a number of their matches over the years in Argentina, in fact in '85. Christian Mendy. That's him there with a t-shirt under his blue and white hoops. The quick throw in taken. Murray Pearce interfered with, or it's a free kick to the Pumas. Pearce was through over the advantage line at line-out time.
Yep. Pearce, he took a very important ball on the All Blacks 25 too at that last line-out. It's a big ball. So it'll be interesting for you there at home to see how these Pumas last this latter part of the second half, because she's been a real battle up front.
Away go the black forwards. Shelford leads the way. Caught by Milano. McDowell. Wetton again. Jones denied his try. Tackle ball. Should have let it go, Michael Jones. He wants that try, doesn't he?
Yes, he's certainly keen.
Rafael Madero, one gets the impression that the pressure is building and building on these Pumas players all the time as the All Blacks screw them down.
Well, the All Blacks have changed tactics slightly too. They're using their forwards now and they're kicking ahead of them because they're into the wind, or they're with the wind, sorry. And they're using the forwards to drive through the Argentinians. Before, they're trying to spin it a bit more, as you have to, against the wind. New Zealand backs up very deep again from this line-up.
Gary Wetton. 22 line in the background. Deans, Fox, Kerwin's in, pushing his hands ahead of the tackle, but couldn't quite see clear vision to the next man, McCahill. This is Bertranu. That's halfway. Not quite sure what to do, Miguel Bertranu. Halfway. Garreton took it in there. Gomez. Madero, it's 4-on-4. Cuesta Silva at halfway.
Yes, Cuesta Silva, I would have thought would have let the ball go. He had 3 men up on the outside. And he only half-heartedly came back too.
$24 points to 12. A Fox penalty and Alan Wetton trying a Fox conversion since half-time. 16 minutes in the second half. New Zealand 24, Argentina 12.
All Blacks right in centre field here. Deans throws it left to Fox. Nice little kick for the speedsters to run on to, and Terry Wright. Grant Fox put Terry Wright in for a try in Christchurch in the French Test with a similar sort of kick. And look at this beautifully judged kick by Fox. It stands up nicely for Wright, and once he got it in his hands, it was Cheerio, too fast for them. And the All Blacks now running away with it, 28-12. Two more for Grant Fox, and suddenly the All Blacks from 15-12 at half-time have gone to 30-12.
Well, see, they always talk in the vernacular about the top 2 inches of a player, and Fox was certainly showing it there. You need the brain, and he certainly got it. He had vision. He actually hit the ball on the top, as you'd notice, so it kicked end on end and bounced up and made it easier for the flyer to get onto it. Good football, good thinking.
So the All Blacks have scored 4 tries to 1 now, 30 points to 12. Terry Wright scored the last one, and we're 18 minutes into the second half.
Rafael Madero restarts the game. Garreton through on Deans. Fox up in the air. That's playable. No, it's out. So 14 points today for Grant Fox. Last time he played here, he got 22, including equaling the world record for penalties in a test match at 6. Not 5 meters. That's a basic mistake. Onkalisho not. See the way they tape their ears? That'll start a new little fashion, if you like, in New Zealand, perhaps. Be out to the centre. Joe Stan looking too good.
It's interesting, Keith, that the tide has turned in the lineouts. The tide has turned in the match, no question about that. The All Blacks now lead in the lineout count as well, so it's happening, isn't it? The All Black forwards are just slowly getting on top.
You mentioned that important take that Murray Pearce made. That was the sort of probably the turning point in the lineouts.
Well,
They're getting 4 in a row there.
Well, that was the critical 10-minute period where everyone talks about, coaches, is you must get back in the first 10 minutes, and he won that important line out, and then they rolled it back, and then Gallagher put that long kick down, and that was has been the end of the ball game.
Deans with 2 tries. Gomez right onto him. Goodness me, advantage being played. Jones just hanging off. Referee Norling looks as though he can see it. Loose ball. Well saved by Bertranu. Madero, Tonez. There's one man extra. Cuesta Silva dropped it. Stanley a little slow to get up there. Deans, Shelford. 2 men take him down. And number 6, Garaton. But an injured player over to the right. Looks Jones looking as though he might have done something to that ankle, that leg.
I think it's his knee. It's a bit higher, I think.
This is a worry for 7 days in mind, and Michael Jones quickly off the field. Well, he never quite got his try, did he? But
Well,
this is a big moment for Zinzanbrook, coming on to repeat a bit of history here. Came in for Michael Jones in the World Cup, played on the flank.
It's a very sad sight, though, for New Zealanders, because he's such an exciting player, Jonesy.
In my pocket.
Come on.
Doc, you take him?
Yeah.
All right.
Johnny, hold on me.
Yep. Pop me too? Yeah, put your arm around my neck.
So Dr. John Mayhew, Dr. Bill Treadwell taking Michael Jones from the field, which means coming into international rugby for his 2nd international, and listen to that for Zinzanbrook. What a welcome. Well, that will warm the cockles of the hearts of Aucklanders to hear that Wellington welcome, a New Zealand welcome for Zinzanbrook coming into the game. I presume he'll go into the side of the scrum.
They'd play open side too. You'll have to, but it's all due credit to Zinzanbrook. He's played very well this year, and he had a mighty trial at Hamilton when the supposed rest played the All Blacks. The informed player, one might say.
That team coached by Earl Curtin.
That was irrelevant.
Well, the game must go on. Another chance for 3 for New Zealand with Fox in good form. Bang goes the kick. Up go the flags. We've seen it all so often. 33-12. New Zealand in the lead. Fox up to 17 points for this game. And there's still a good 20 minutes for New Zealand to impose their will even further on the Pumas. And maybe Zinzanbrook to really play his way into this game. New Zealand have dominated the scoring in the second half. The Pumas haven't got on the board, and New Zealand now lead by 33-12.
So Zinzanbrook makes his 2nd test appearance on Athletic Park and only his 2nd test match too. And of course he played against Argentina in the World Cup here in '87. Madero restarts. All Blacks now dominant. Deans to Fox inside the 22. The All Blacks looked a little rusty in the first half. Argentina really took it to them. And although the All Blacks played into the wind, 15-12 wasn't a great result. But in the second half, the All Blacks really have got the machine rolling. They lead by 33-12 now. Milano wins a line-out. Wasn't controlled by Dengra coming around, though. Here's the All Blacks again with Fox kicking. Salvat in centre field. He's going to have to run this across the touchline if he does anything. Brook gets a hand on it for the first time. Back to Gallagher. Across to Fox. All Blacks running it here. And Terry Wright tidies up.
It was good though, the backs had a look. The All Black backs had a look to see if they could open it up, and that's always John Gallagher's style.
2 tries today for this man, Bruce Deans. Playing at his first test match at Athletic Park. You'll remember it for a while, won't he? Bertrano took it in for Argentina. That's the halfway line. Here's big Iachetti. Brook hangs on to him and dumps him in a good tackle. And the All Blacks go over the top. Well, excellent work by Zinzan Brook. He made the tackle and the All Blacks won it. Here's Deans. Richard Lowe. Shelford plays halfback now. Fox. McCahill. Thumped in a big Taquista Silva. Salvat skillfully kept it in the field of play. No, he didn't. In fact, it went across the touchline, but a big tackle there by Diego Cuesta Silva on Bernie McCahill.
Salvat showed good skill there, a wee bit of the soccer skills again coming out in the Argentinian. He was unlucky that it just went over the line.
23 minutes gone on the second half. The All Blacks ahead by 33-12. 4 tries to 1 so far. Nothing like the 10 they scored in Dunedin, but there's still time to go. Free kick here against Argentina. Technical infringement at the line-out. So the All Blacks might try a move here. Looks like Grant Fox is going to put the up and under here. That's a much better kick from Fox, coming down right near the goalposts. Deans was up there to challenge. Oh, ball loose. Here's Gomez. Not finding the line. John Gallagher. Holds it up well for Lowe to get back. Near the 22. Onkali Show. And the Pumas did well there to recover. Quickly thrown by Fitzpatrick. Tapped by Gary Wett. Now Deans. To Fox. Missing out McCahill to Stanley. Oh, Kerwin was taken. He didn't have the ball. Well, it was all between Kerwin and Mendy. And I can tell you that more missed than actually hit. And Mendy and, in fact, Cuesta Silva and Kerwin going over for a chat. Well, it's not often the big JK gets involved in a scrap, but he was there. He was taken when he didn't have the ball and he reacted.
It was a good call by Norling. He told him to settle down because they transgressed really on both sides. And a scrum's a fair indication.
All Blacks coming left. Fox. McCahill. Here's Wright again. Can't keep it in the field of play this time, though. Well, Terry Wright would probably be the quickest man on the field, and if that had stayed in the field of play, it would have been another one.
I don't know that he may be, but this guy Mendy is is quick on that left flank for the Argentinians too.
Having a good game, Bernie McCahill, since he came in for John Schuster. Fitzpatrick to throw. 27 minutes gone, second half, and 33-12. Deans away. The All Blacks on top here. Can they crash the defence? Turness has it. Madero out to Mendy and behind the goal line. Mendy just hurrying his kick that time. Behind the 22 rather.
Yes, into this one, the Argentinians have got to run it. And you can see we're getting a broad view here. The All Black backs is still very deep.
Brook number 19. McDowell number 1 driving away. Sean Fitzpatrick. Deans, Fox, McCarhill looking for Kerwin on the crash ball. Kerwin through, and a tackle him. He's away. Oh, brilliant try for John Kerwin. Superb try by John Kerwin, his best of the season. They went looking for him. Look how McCarhill looked for him. Here's where the try was born. Breaking through that tackle, wriggling his way clear into open country, and then sighting the corner flag and going for it like he used to do last year and like he's doing this year again. Kerwin in.
Well, there's only one thing you can say. I mean, that's the typical Kerwin stuff. In fact, you get back, you just call it, that's vintage Kerwin. So strong. Look at him get that long stride going, and it's almost good night nurse from the time he opened that hole up. Grand run.
He scored a try right there. You can see that the fighting has taken its mark on Kerwin. The fighting earlier. He's got a cut around the mouth.
Tell you what, I think he was a bit angry, Keith. He probably hasn't forgotten that little fight he had about 2 minutes ago, and it just inspired him to score a quite brilliant try.
Yes, it was certainly his rejoinder to the fracas.
Fox from the sideline. Great goal. 39-12. What a way to reply to the fighting. No better way than to run a try in like that. Superb try for John Kerwin. Takes him up to 25 in test matches. He's now number 3 on the all-time rugby list. 25 test tries. New Zealand are 39 and the Pumas are 12, and there's just over 10 minutes left to play in the test match.
5 tries scored by the All Blacks so far. Taken in by Alan Wetton, who's had a very good game for the All Blacks this afternoon. And once again, Argentina have got themselves offside. In fact, they came over the top. The All Blacks will be looking to really turn the screws in this last 10 minutes. 39 points to 12. Argentina, I think, have played better here in the second test than we saw in the first. But the All Blacks have really hit it in the second spell. And there's a good kick from Fox. So the All Blacks back where they want to be, deep inside Puma territory. 19 points today for Grant Fox. Bernie McCarhill, he's on the field for John Schuster. The All Blacks have Zinzan Brook on also. Comes to Gomez, he's also a replacement player. And that's a good kick by Rafael Madeiro, the man who first played for the Pumas way back in 1978, 11 years ago.
The Puma backs have got an inferiority complex. They stand very flat from the lineouts, and I think it's basically because they don't believe they can win the ball at this stage of the game, which is sad.
Fitzpatrick with the throw. The All Blacks have totally dominated second half lineouts as the Pumas have got tired. Well controlled here by the All Blacks. Taken away by Alan Wetton. Had his best game of the season. Steve McDowell. And the Pumas are able to bring that movement to a halt. And the flag is out. Kerry Fitzgerald has got his flag out. Bit of stomping by the All Blacks. Kerry Fitzgerald saw it. So Clive Norling has had good support from his touch judges today. They've both been in.
Yeah, he's big into that. He likes to have the support. He likes to put the flag out whether he sees the incident or not, which is the correct way to do it. Of course, 2 very experienced fellows today, and they've played in quite a big part in it. Kerry Fitzgerald there you see in the background.
6-5-3-7.
This line out is 10 metres out from the All Black 22. They lead by 39 points to 12. Another line-out win for the All Blacks. Fox is inside his 22. And Mendy can't keep it in the field of play.
here, the All Blacks, the All Black backs, deep again, and it's good. They're obviously having conjuring up another wee move.
Good leap at the back by Zinzan Brook. Nicely handed off to Buck. No, this is Murray Pearce. Down towards the 22. Shelford goes in and plays halfback. All Blacks trying to work it back. Now it's there for Deans. Fox to McCahill. Takes it up again to the advantage line. Sets it now. Fox. Taken off him by Fitzpatrick. Once again, the Puma defence swarming across. Now McDowell. 15 metres short of the line. Carried on by Alan Wetton. Gary Wetton. Here's Deans, Fitzpatrick, McCahill and Terry Wright. Once again, it travelled through a number of hands as the All Blacks kept the ball alive. Alan Wetton made a bit of a burst here. Gary Wetton wrenched it free, and the try was always on here. Good quick hands from McCahill, got it across to Terry Wright, and he only just made it, stretching out, gets it down, and that's number 2 today for Terry Wright.
Well, there was one man for me who's been the master of the afternoon, and the lead up to this try, where they're flicking it through here, was McDowell. He's played very well this afternoon. Marvellous driving run straight down the middle of the paddock. The try scorer now walking back, but the whole thing was set up by McDowell, and it was absolutely a marvellous drive and run. And it's not the first time he's done it all afternoon. He's been really ploughing in most of the afternoon. Great football. There's the man there, marvellous prop, but by Joves, what he really makes up for is what they call the bonus points. And he sure gets a few brownies out in the open.
See the man being attended to out in front of the posts, Diego Cush.
Not this time from Grant Fox. So 43 points to 12 now. The All Blacks have scored 6 tries in the match, and Grant Fox to date has scored 19 points, 43 to 12, and we're about 5 minutes out from the end of this match.
Well, one might say that McDowell will obviously benefit from that match last week, that he had a very hard one on the Saturday.
Rafael Madero kicks out. Just minutes remaining on this tour. It's been a big disappointment for the Pumas. They've taken some big hidings, and the score's mounted against them here, but they've gone better. Fox puts a little kick into space. Cuesta Silva gets back to grab it. Diego Cuesta Silva. Kerwin with under pressure. And a penalty there against Richard Lowe, I think it is.
Fair penalty too. He obstructed Mendy as he tried to run onto the ball. The boy's quite sharp too, this Mendy.
Or was it Gomez? He's the guy that was limping in. No, not Mendy, was it? So the Pumas are not shooting for goal. They want to get some glory. They got the courage to try something here. Remember the old sign on the t-shirt, if you ain't got no guts, you don't get no glory. And they're trying it there, but oh dear, that was a bit sad and sorry in the end. Dribble down to nothing. That's Pablo Garraton, who missed the first test because of injury.
I think he's played well though today. He's a bit stronger than Denizio, and he's suited their style of play.
Garraton penalised. John Kerwin in the background holding his nose. Well, I wonder if that's a broken nose in there for Kerwin. What's the betting, Earl?
That's just part of the normal skirmishes of the game. We'll have all those mothers getting upset at home.
Yeah, sorry I spoke. Near the end, 43 to 12. The All Blacks racking up another victory here. Shelford almost away. Puma's ball was not straight at line-out time. I guess the thing that is worrying for the All Blacks, even though they've won this one, is the fitness and form of Schuster and Jones, who are off the field. Deans scored the first 2 tries. Fox, long ball to Makau, who's looked in good form this afternoon. Now Kerwin on the right near halfway. Oh, beats one man. It's Patrick near the touchline. Gary Wetton carrying it on. Richard Lowe. And maybe Deans would have been in for 3. Madero bouncing it up the touchline.
Grizz didn't look too happy then, did he, again?
Quite right, Earl. Tell me when he ever looks happy. Oh dear, he's a great guy. Now here's Fitzpatrick to throw right near the end. Gomez, dummy and running into Deans. Mendy running into Fitzpatrick. See number 19 and there's Zinzanbrook. McDowell again. We've seen him do that so often. Play as halfback. Gallagher up. He's had a quiet day by his standards, John Gallagher. Hasn't been involved, been closely marked. Stanley low into the setup. McDowell again. Deans, change of direction. There was a man offside, a million miles offside. And Clive Norling has whistled him. John Kerwin takes it up to the mark. Tap and run. Deans, Shelford with him. That's the 22. Gallagher. And the Wellington man does, late in the game, get his chance. Gallagher takes his chance and scores the try. 47-12. It came from the tap. Kerwin took it quickly to the mark, did the right thing, kicked it, moved it wide. Deans and Shelford in the move. A little pass and then Gallagher raging up. Takes the ball, driving hard for the corner. Stretched out, just got there.
Well, the Wellingtonians love this. Lovely shovel on to Shelford. And then on to Wellington's own. And he sure went for it. He knew he'd get a roar, and he deserves it. Marvellous footballer. Desperate. Hangs on, down.
The game hasn't really run a lot of Gallagher's way today, and he has been closely marked, but he's in for the try to make it 47.
He's a marvellous player and a great, he's become a great New Zealander, even though, as we know, he's English. Going around colleges and children and whatnot to idolise the man. Marvellous game.
Fox again goals. The final whistle's gone. Wellington's hero had the last say, and it's 49-12. A similar score to last time they played here, 87, 46-15 that day. 49-12.